Okay, I just filmed a whole video, almost 40 minutes, talking about, um, I honestly didn't say a lot of stuff that I wanted to say, but I read another comment and I basically feel like the commenter proved, understood what I was getting at. Basically, just like I don't like any form of injustice, I also don't like double standards. I don't like when people say it's okay for me to do something to someone else, but it's not okay for that person to do it to me. Basically, treat other, the golden rule. Let's just get biblical about this. The golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated. If you wouldn't want someone to do to you what you're doing to that person, it's something you shouldn't do. Funnily enough, and this person, y'all, so I was going back and forth in the comments, and this person basically was making a bunch of character attacks and then had the audacity to say, I was using my religion to pretend I was a good person, and that's why people reject religion. So I'm going to address that because forgot to talk about that in the other video. And you know what? I'm just going to read her actual comment because I want y'all to see the things that people actually say to me, because it's craziness. People be talking crazy to me. Let's see. Did she delete her comment? Or do I just need to refresh the video? Now from high school. Okay, this person said, oh, I think she deleted her original comment. Oh, she did. I think I screenshot it. Basically, she said that I worshipped white people, or I was trying to serve my white masters. And isn't it crazy? Like, why is a black person telling another black person that they using, it's like y'all say slavery is so wrong, but then y'all be the first ones to call other black people slaves and monkeys, and like, y'all are so racist. Some of y'all are literally so racist. But anyways, she tried to insult me and said I worship white people and a bunch of other mean things, and then further said I have a hateful rhetoric. Well, let me just read her entire, I can't find the original comment she made, but I'll read my response. So I said, my only master is Jesus/God. It's crazy y'all think I worship white people just because I'm not racist and don't hate them. I said, I have friends of all races and I do not discriminate. And I said, y'all are just proving my point that being woke turns people into racists. I never realized not hating people was a problem. She responded to that comment saying, you can speak to white allies on these issues since you apparently value their opinions on this subject more. You honestly have such a hateful rhetoric. It's shocking. What you do here is, I don't know who's calling me. What you do here is you use God as a blanket to cover your nonsense so you can walk around and claim you are good. It's not about hating white people. You are intentionally missing the point time and time again. This is why people are turning away from religion. These people are hypocrites. God is the sword and the shield to protect those that are vulnerable. I will always be an ally for the black community, and I will speak against anyone who tries to minimize their suffering. Did I respond to that? I don't think so. Well, I did, but basically, I'm not minimizing. I never minimize the issues Black people face. I never said racism wasn't an issue. I never said racism didn't cause a lot of problems. I never minimized the issue. And I feel like people don't either. I just think people either don't comprehend what I'm saying, or they miss my point and then put words in my mouth, and I'm not understanding where that's coming from. But anyways, I don't hate the Black community. Never said that. Never said that I have an issue with the Black community. I'm specifically talking about wokeness. I don't agree with woke culture or wokeness. I don't equate the woke community and the Black community as being the exact same. I personally think the woke community is a toxic sect of the Black community that claims to be the most pro-Black whatever. But I personally believe it's a very toxic group of people, and I explained that in my last video. But anyways, she keeps saying I'm missing the point because they keep talking about all of the issues of racism. And I've already said, like, I understand the issues of racism. I have a sociology minor that had an emphasis in race and ethnicity, and understand the social and economical and all the other impacts race had. I had to learn them the same way everyone else has to learn them in school. But I wasn't talking about that, honestly. I really didn't say anything about, I wasn't talking about how bad racism was. That was never my point. My entire point of every video I've made is that it's not okay to be racist towards other people. I'm saying racism isn't magically okay if a Black person is being racist towards a white person just because there is racism, just because Black people experience racism from white people. My point was never about that racism wasn't harmful, racism didn't hurt people in the Black community. That was never my point. I'm still Black. I've dealt with racism. I've dealt with microaggressions. I just don't allow them to hold me back or stop them from me trying. And I also just move on. I'm not going to live the rest of my life thinking about how one person back when I was 15 or whatever was super racist to me. I'm not going to stop living my life and stop trying to do the things I want to do. I personally feel like I'm not going to allow other people's racism to hold me back in life. Not because racism isn't bad, but because I just choose not to allow racism to be an excuse for me to not try to do better in my life. And that has nothing to do with minimizing how bad it is. It's really just a mindset of I can accomplish great things regardless of how other people treat me. I am going to achieve great things regardless of how other people view me. It's really just about a mindset that is focused on the positives, on focusing on what you can do versus what you can't do, focusing on what you can control versus what you can't control. It's not a mindset that's excusing racism. It's just a mindset that says all of these things can be true, and despite them, I'm going to keep trying. That's all my point is, actually, at the end of the day. If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do for you. But that's my point. That's my only real argument. Never once did I say racism does not negatively impact people. Not once. But back to the point about the whole religion thing. I honestly think it is my religion is why I refuse to be a part of the woke community, because I don't believe I have the right to hate another group of people. I want to be better than racist, not the same as them. So if I believe racism is wrong, I am not going to support being racist towards anyone. I don't understand why that's a problem, or that is me using God to pretend to be a good person. I think it's really just comes to the point of, I don't want to be like a racist. I don't want to be a racist person. I don't want to be someone who thinks it's okay to treat someone worse because of their race. I'm not going to justify that personally. And the Bible doesn't justify racism. By the way, if you're supposed to love your neighbor, and you know what? Let me read the verse of the day today, because that is actually the Bible verse today, which, by the way, today is February 24th. So today's verse of the day is literally Galatians 5:14, and it says, "For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself." So the Bible tells me I have to love my neighbor as I love myself. The Bible also says love your enemies. Nobody likes that verse in the Bible. The Bible calls people to do a lot of things that most people don't want to do. That's why people reject the Bible. Not because the Bible is pretending or it's some sword or shield. And yes, God hates injustice more than we do. God fights for vulnerable communities. The Bible doesn't support people being racist or injustices happening to the poor, to the lame, to the blind, to the sick, to the widowed. That's not the character of God, nor is that the character of Jesus. But also, I just feel like the Bible does not call Christians to hate their enemy either. Basically, it's saying, like, even if someone is treating you as horrible as they can, the Bible tells us we still have to love people. So it's a hard thing to do. It's not the easy thing to do. Being a Christian is not an excuse or a way to pretend to be a good person. It's really a challenge. It's challenging yourself to be better and to take the high road in most situations. It would be very easy for me to be a hateful, spiteful person to every person who's ever done me wrong or done me dirty in the past. But instead, I've decided to forgive and let go and move on. And that applies to every situation I've experienced. Every person that's hurt me in the past in some way or capacity, I have to choose to forgive them and move on. And I'm basically taking that same concept and applying it to racism as a whole. It doesn't mean what racist people did is wrong. It doesn't change. It doesn't make racism okay. It just allows me to move forward with my life and not hold on to past pain and harm that was done to me. That's what forgiveness does, at least. And I've talked about forgiveness in a whole other video. I'm not going to get into that today. But basically, it's a lot easier to love people and love other people if you look for the best in other people instead of looking for the worst in them as well. Because we're all flawed individuals. I never claim to be perfect, by the way, or to be a good person. I just personally don't want to live my life hating people. I don't want to be a hateful, spiteful person. I don't want to be that type of person. So I'm not. And really, that's all there is to it. So that's my response to that. I just wanted to quickly address, I guess, that. And this person, even, it's like, I don't hate them either. By the way, just because someone doesn't agree with me doesn't mean I hate them or dislike them or think less of them or belittle them. Even though this person has attacked my character and my personality and mocked me and ridiculed me, I don't hate them. I don't have time to hate them. I think that person is very angry, probably, and is having, I guess, a hard time seeing outside of their own opinion and thoughts on the issue. Because, again, I don't support any type of injustice that's been done to any Black person. Obviously, if someone is a victim of racism and racial profiling and things like that, that's a horrible thing to see in the world. That's horrible. Why would you think I support that, or I'm minimizing those experiences? I've never said any of those things. Like I said, people honestly make a lot of assumptions about how I feel or think about things, because I think she missed my point, but that's okay. Anyways, I just wanted to respond to that. Bye.